710 ESPN Seattle presents
The Calabro Show warm-up, powered by the law offices of Heidi Hunt.
Welcome, everybody, to the warm-up. Kevin Calabro and the go-to guy, Jim Moore, who has a day off today here on 710 ESPN Seattle. Short show, 2 o'clock show. World Series Game 2 begins at 5. Man, what a game last night. We'll talk about it today beginning at 3 o'clock. Whole lot of Washington State content as well as we welcome in the coach, Paul Wulff of Washington State, here at about 3:15 this afternoon. Talk about his upcoming game against Oregon State, to be played at CenturyLink downtown here in Seattle. And Bill Moos, the athletic director of Washington State University, will be with us as well. It's a big deal because there are a lot of alums, a lot of people with close ties to Washington State living west of the mountains out here in Washington State and around Seattle that are anxious to see the Cougars and the Beavers at CenturyLink in Seattle on Saturday night at 7:30. When we come back, our discussion here on the warm-up with Bill Moos, athletic director, Washington State University. Cougars are in town. They get set to take on Oregon State this weekend at CenturyLink in Seattle. Bill Moos, good enough to join us here on 710 ESPN Seattle, athletic director at Washington State. Hello, Bill.
Hello. How are you?
It's great to have you in town. You've been here, I know, all week, laying the groundwork for once again a battle here in Seattle. How many folks you anticipate coming Saturday night?
Well, we think, my people are telling me 50,000 plus, could be up to 55, and that's a real good crowd.
That is a good crowd. Now, we were talking during the break, and it's important to remember because there have been a number of people that have questioned the wisdom of Washington State playing a game over here that some people see as a neutral site against Oregon State University. But you're telling me, look at the numbers, that's not the case.
No, and you know, we have over 80,000 alums on the west side of the mountains. We have 70% of our undergraduate enrollment are from Western Washington, and a lot of our corporate partners. So we love playing in Pullman. Martin Stadium is our home, and we'll play 5 games there, including the Apple Cup every other year. We're not going to have any of that. But we really feel it's important to bring a conference game over here, and I decided each year to play the Oregon schools here because if we don't fill CenturyLink, the Ducks and the Beavers have a good chance to. They follow their teams real well.
And I hear that would be a concern to some fans. Is, okay, what if we, meaning Washington State, what if we're down next year? You know the Ducks are going to bring a large contingent. Do you lose the home field advantage?
I don't think so. Our fans are great regardless of where we're playing, even when we actually go on the road as a visitor. And it'll be fun to watch this Saturday night because it'll feel like we're in Cougar country, and we feel that Seattle and Western Washington is Cougar country too. We're Washington State's university, and we're proud to bring our show over here. We have all of our foundation meetings going on right now. President Floyd is here, our trustees, our board of governors. We're really making the whole week a real Seattle week for the WSU Cougars. And
so the response has been good. I know that in talking to you initially when you got the job at Washington State University, that was job one, was to reach out and increase your marketing reach west of the mountains. How's that gone now?
It's gone well, and we've got a ways to go still, but we're building energy and excitement in our program. We've rebranded it. We've got the whole new Nike look on there. We've got the best logo in college sport in the Cougar head, and we're building facilities. We go before our Board of Regents here in late November, hopefully to get approval for a renovation of Martin Stadium and a 77,000 square foot football operations building. I really feel that the fan base, the donor base is getting energized, and that's important for us to see success.
Ultimately, what will be your capacity at Martin Stadium if everything goes the way you see it going?
It will be similar to what it is right now, around 35,000, but we'll have so many more premium seats, and by that I mean club seats, loge seats, 22 luxury boxes, and a club room. So that revenue stream will increase because we'll be able to demand more money in that regard, and people sitting in those upper end seats.
I hesitate to say this, but because we heard this cliche term a lot when the Sonics were trying to do a building, but it increases the fan experience, does it not? It enhances.
It does.
And realistically, you have to do that when you're doing a building.
Well, and we've worked very hard this season to really address our game day experience for our fans, and that includes the pregame and halftime and postgame, and we've really got a great response. A lot of things happening. Again, energy, excitement on campus, and we call that the sizzle. And as we're working on that sizzle while the steak is cooking, and the steak is our football team. It's not quite there. It's about medium rare right now, but when it is, we'll take that steak and put it on the sizzle, and I feel we'll be ready to compete for championships again.
Bill Moos, Athletic Director, Washington State University, with us here on 710 ESPN Seattle. Now, all I hear from fans, and I run into a lot of them, because as you say, there are a lot of Washington State folks out there. They all seem to believe that this is a turning point, this game this weekend against Oregon State, a 1-5 football team, for Coach Paul Wulff in terms of his future with the football team. 3-27 in conference, 3.5 years. Is this a make or break weekend for Paul Wulff moving forward with Washington State?
No, not in my mind. I think it is an important weekend. Last year, we played Oregon State in Corvallis and really played the best game, I think, since Paul has been there against a conference opponent. And I know they're going to want to even the score, and they're having their problems themselves. But we were close in a couple of games that we lost this year that could have gone either way. And really, what we're putting on the field today is a better looking, quality major college football player. Now, we could use more of them, and we got to continue to build, but we feel that we can go into any contest now and be able to compete, and that hasn't been the case the first couple of years that Paul was on campus.
But this game is not a referendum on Paul.
No, I mean, I don't like to say that, and I don't like to say there's got to be so many games that Paul would have to win. I like what he's doing recruiting, like I just described. We made some changes in our coaching staff a year ago, and I think that really brought a lot more to our program, and I think we're moving in the right direction. It needs to, however, convert into victories, because we want to get back to where we once were, 2 Rose Bowls in 5 years, 3 10-win seasons in a row, and then to invest in that success and keep ourselves at that level.
Just from a personal standpoint, Marshall Lobenstall, we had him on the broadcast several weeks ago after he got the start. Just a quality guy. I mean, sensational, selfless type of guy, and then played, I thought, very, very well in the interim for Jeff Jewell. He's the kind of guy that you'd love to have on campus and be part of your program.
From Gig Harbor, Washington, a great young man. Was the starter a few years back, and unfortunately didn't have the support cast that we enjoy now. And so we never would wish anything in regards to injury, but when it does happen, we were very confident that Marshall could come right in and take the reins, and he did a fabulous job, and he's right there for us again if we need him.
The Pac-12 Network. Can't wait to see how this thing all is laid out. Larry Scott's a grand visionary, and he's got everybody energized, certainly within the conference. From a financial standpoint, what can you reveal to us about how that's going to improve your ability to get the job done at Washington State University? Because it's got to be a huge lift for you guys to have those resources.
Well, the contract is already finished, and that's with ESPN and Fox, goes into place next year. It's a $3 billion to the conference over 12 years, and that is huge. That's the largest television deal in the history of college sports. But even more important, I feel, was the fact that we as directors sat down and established a revenue sharing plan that is 100% equal, and that has not been the case in this conference forever. So Washington State's piece of the pie will be the same as USC's, UCLA's, Arizona's. And for us at Washington State, that's going to allow us to invest in such things as facilities, the infrastructure of our program, salaries, and all these things. So we're very excited about that. Now, the Pac-12 network comes in and at the same time, and that will enable, and the plan is that every single football game for every school in the conference, and every men's basketball game, one way or the other, whether it's the top tier or the Pac-12 network, will be televised live for the next 12 years. And again, that's huge for us in Pullman, where we haven't always gotten the exposure we wish we could. Now people, recruits, alumni, friends, and others are going to be able to see us every Saturday.
Yeah, and you've always been a very good ambassador for Pullman. Everything I've read, you say publicly has been very, very good, and trying to sell that experience over there to kids. Articulate that for me a little bit. How do you go about doing that? Pullman, Washington, the Palouse, you make it a very, very positive place to be. I like that.
Well, we truly have a college atmosphere there, and what people like to use against us, I think, is one of our positives, and that is our rural location. It's clean, it's safe. Parents love to send their kids to Washington State. We don't have a lot of traffic jams. My coaches can go home for lunch or go watch their kids play soccer at nights 5 minutes away. And what we need to do is invest in facilities so that these young people, they like the campus too, but they're going to all these other places and seeing things. And incidentally, every school in the Pac-12, and primarily in the Pac-12 North, which is the Oregon schools, the Washington schools, and the Bay Area schools, are all building football facilities as we speak, or improving theirs. And we're going to be in that same boat. We need to be able to compete.
Can you recruit outside of the state of Washington? I mean, get into Texas, get into California. Have you done a better job of that lately?
I think we've always gotten good players out of mostly out of California. It's such a hotbed of talent, and the thing that has really helped us from years ago is and brought parity to the conference is the scholarship limitations. 85 total, and in 25 any one year. And when I was at Oregon for 12 years, we were the winningest football program in the Pac-10, and we never took a recruit away from USC. Now they are now, but what I'm saying is you're going to pick your 25, and we're going to come back and beat you with the ones that you're not picking, because that's how much talent there is, especially on the West Coast. So we'll concentrate in there. We like to get into Colorado a bit, but primarily Washington and California, and a lot in Northern California.
Bill Moos, Athletic Director, Washington State University, with us here this afternoon. Today we're giving away a chance to take 9 of your friends to this Saturday's Washington State versus Oregon State game at CenturyLink Field. That's right. I'm told, Bill, that you're going to ask a Cougar trivia question.
I do have one.
That's what my producer's telling me. You got one.
I do. Seattle games are not new for Washington State. We've come over here and played before, and we've played a conference game over here before, and in fact a couple of them. But in 1976 in the Kingdome, Jack Thompson, the throwing Samoan, quarterbacked the Cougars to a near upset victory. But who were the Cougars playing that day in 1976 in the Kingdome?
1976. The throwing Samoan, Jack Thompson. Be the first caller right now at 866-816-5877 to tell us the answer, and you'll win 10 tickets to Saturday's game and a football signed by the Washington State football team, courtesy of Washington State's Beef Commission. Bill, thanks. Appreciate it. Enjoy your stay here. Good luck.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
All right, Bill Moos, Athletic Director, Washington State University.